Welcome back to another episode of the Grow Your Daycare podcast. My name is Christina Rizakos, and we're here because we are ready to dig deeper into another marketing training. So whether you're running a small center or home daycare, preschool program, after school daycare, I know that you're going to find value in today's video. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that you're a little bit more curious about, feel free to leave a comment underneath. Okay. So today we're going to be focusing on free social media strategies for your childcare business. Okay. So because I really want to show you that you don't necessarily need to be investing in marketing agencies or Facebook ads if you implement consistently what I'm going to share with you today. Okay. So make sure you have something to write on, a pencil, a pen, and just take some notes because there's a lot of strategies that I'm going to talk about in this video. And I want to make sure that you remember them all so that you can take action, because I can be teaching you all sorts of things, but if you're not taking action and implementing and testing things out for your business, then what is the point of you actually, checking in with me and being on this video, right? So I really want to make sure that you're not only getting value out of this, but you're actually implementing and that you're getting results. Okay. So why do we need to dive deeper into social media? Like, why is it so important for your childcare business, right? I want to address this first because I hear this a lot. Well, I just post once in a while, or I'll pay somebody in my neighborhood, maybe my niece that wants to make some extra cash, and I'll just give them some money and I'll just print out 100 flyers, and that's enough marketing for me. And I hear this a lot, you guys. I hear this a lot inside my marketing memberships when I'm working with clients. And I just feel like grabbing my clients and just kind of shaking them, because that may have worked in the past. I used to do that too. I used to print out flyers and actually have photocopies in my purse, and anywhere I went. So whether it was like a grocery store or a community center or the library, I was one of these people that had like a stack of papers, of flyers in my purse, and I would pin them up on my own. And I thought, okay, well, I marketed today, right? Like, it's enough. And it wasn't until I started struggling to really get people in the door, to get people to notice my center, that I figured out, like, it's not working anymore. Like, it used to work before, but not anymore. So you really have to get on top of your marketing strategy and to get out of your way, because a lot of you are still so afraid to record videos, to leverage, live Q&As with your followers, and you are doing your online presence and your clients or potential clients a huge disservice. Okay. So we need to understand that at least 77% of internet users, so people that are logging on, are active on some type of social media platform. Usually it's Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, right? I'm not saying you have to be on all these platforms, but a good chunk of your people are on these platforms, which means that you as business owner have to make sure that you have some type of presence online so that you can effectively connect with the most amount of people as you possibly can every time you show up online. Okay. But if you're working with a limited budget, or you don't have a lot of time, or you really just want to learn how to kind of make an impact in a free way, then that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first strategy when it comes to the online space, and this doesn't matter whether you're running a small center or whether you're running you're selling t-shirts or making candles, you have to understand your audience. What does that mean? That means that you have to know what you're selling, but more importantly, who this ideal person is that you want to connect with. And you want them to take notice, become aware of your brand or your business. And then you want them to reach out and ask you for more information. Who are these parents? Who are these people? And you have to get real clear about this. Where do they live? What are they looking for when it comes to childcare? What are their concerns? What have they tried in the past that didn't work? Are they parents that want Montessori philosophy? Are they someone that wants a daycare that is more home-based, more homey? Are these parents that are looking for, I don't know, Reggio Emilia or a Christian-based daycare, right? There's a lot of things for you to consider before you start putting any marketing strategies in place. Okay, so the first thing is You have to understand your audience. And you could do this a few ways. You can go in local Facebook groups and ask questions about daycare and what parents are experiencing right now. This is a great way for you to actually understand and do some simple market research to understand exactly what they're looking for. So for example, are they looking for a specific program that's not available in your community? Maybe they need longer hours, or maybe they want daycares to offer more vegan meals or nature-based daycares, right? So there's a lot of information that your audience can give you if you take the time to understand them. Okay, so that's strategy number one, understanding what they want and what they're looking for, because that is going to help you with your marketing and with your messaging. Okay. Strategy number two is having a strong online presence. Now, if you do not have the money to invest in paid traffic, so if you don't have the cash to say spend $10 a day on Facebook ads, for example, or hire a marketing agency to help you, then you need to understand that the investment that you're going to be making is your time. It's your time. It's your time creating content, showing up on Facebook and Instagram, recording videos, going live, creating content every single day of the week. Okay. And this is really, really important. We don't want to be showing up randomly in people's feeds. We don't want to be that type of business that just comes up and says, I have 5 places available. And then, nobody hears from you for the next few months. And then again, oh, I have another spot available. The algorithm does not work that way. These platforms don't work that way. And if you're not paying for ads to be shown to your audience without you posting every day, then you need to make an investment when it comes to your time. So that means that you need to come up with a simple but strong online presence that you can create content around, right? Because once you understand what your audience is looking for, or what they're interested in, then it's so much easier for you to come up with, let's say, a 5 or 6 day content calendar that you can put together where, for example, like every Monday, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do, a video. Every Tuesday, I'm going to post something inspirational. Every Wednesday, I'm going to go in and talk about our educational curriculum and why it's so important and what the benefits are. Every Thursday, you can post about, what the kids are doing and the benefits of it. Every Friday, it could be like sharing a joke or something funny that happened throughout the week. So these are important things for you to consider. And yes, probably you're thinking right now, well, that sounds like it's going to take a lot of time. And it does. It does take a lot of time. But again, if you don't have the money to be investing in ads where you're just going to create a couple of pieces of content and you're going to pay for Facebook to actually go out and find you people, then you need to really understand that the commitment that you're going to be making is your time. Okay. So that's strategy number 2. Free social media, a strong organic content is so important. Okay. You want to make sure that you're using your Facebook and Instagram accounts as a way where you're connecting with your audience, right? They're becoming aware of you, and that you're really positioning yourself as someone that can be trusted, right? And the way we do this is by creating content that attracts, that educates, that really calls in or hooks in those people that we want to get in our daycare or in our businesses. And you also want to make sure that you are consistent so that the chances of someone actually finding your page or reading one of your posts increases. Okay. And that's not going to happen when you're posting once a month or once a year, right? Number 3, you want to always make sure that you are showcasing your unique selling proposition. This is so important. So this is really, really simple. Once you figure out who your ideal clients are and you're creating content, you have to make sure you know why they should say yes to you versus the daycare down the street, right? Or the school that's taking in 4-year-olds, for example. You have to know how to do this. You want it to be memorable. You want it to stand out, but you really want your USP, your unique selling proposition, to really call out those people that you're trying to get in your program. And that your brand or your business, it stays top of mind. Like they know automatically, yes, like I know who I'm going to call if I need daycare or if someone asks them for daycare. Okay. So if you need more trainings on USPs and putting your unique selling proposition together, I actually have a lot more content on my podcast. I've done, I think in the last few months, a couple of episodes on this where I'm diving deeper into this and, how to kind of get this together in a few sentences and what to do with it once you have it. But really, I just want you to think about the big brands that you follow, the shops that you shop at, and think about why you chose them and what makes them stand out. And think about their marketing when it comes to their to their flyers or to their social media content, there's always a few sentences that pop out that makes you feel like, yes, like this is the brand for me, or this is where I want to be shopping, right? So you have to do the same thing for your home daycare or childcare business, okay? And once you have a unique selling proposition and it's really strong and it's really calling out the people that you want to have in your program, right? You're emphasizing your strengths and what makes you different and all the things. Then you can take this and you can spread it on your marketing material, on your flyers, on your website, in your tour process. Every time you're doing a video, right? You want it to be memorable so that it can stick in their minds. So every time they see one of your posts, they know exactly, oh yeah, this is so-and-so daycare, and this is what they stand for. This is what they believe in, okay? Another free social media strategy is using user-generated content. So what that means basically, and simpler terms, is basically social proof. Like just getting a couple of parents that have gone through your program, asking them, can you record a 60-second testimonial about our program, about what it's like to interact with me as the owner or with the teachers, or how was the onboarding process? And you can do this with clients that have already gone through your program. You can do this with clients that you've worked. Maybe you just started your center right now or your daycare, and you've been an employee for most of your life. When you can actually reach out to your past clients and ask them to do this, right? And you should definitely be doing this. Anyone that's in your center or in your program right now, and it's really important that you not just you don't want to do this only one time and then forget about it. You have to be consistent. You want to make sure that you're asking for these referrals or for these reviews and testimonials on a consistent basis, right? So I say every 6 months is a good idea to kind of send out a form and ask for feedback. But when it comes to, what we're talking about today, I want you to get comfortable asking moms and dads that have been in your program, even your staff, can you record a 60-second video that I can use on my social media platforms where you're kind of sharing about your experience working in our daycare or onboarding your child in our daycare or just going through our program, and you can kind of guide them a bit, because sometimes parents feel a bit, like overwhelmed, or they're kind of shy. They just don't know what to say, but it really shouldn't be more than 60 seconds. And you can definitely use that as a free strategy when it comes to advertising your center or your home daycare online. And there is nothing more powerful than organic word of mouth, social proof, anything that you can get someone to kind of go out of their way to say, hey, you know what, my daughter just started this daycare and they're so amazing. They do this and this with the kids. The staff is great. It smells amazing. The food is so delicious and healthy. You should really go check it out, right? There's nothing more powerful than word of mouth advertising, okay? Another free strategy is engaging with your audience. Now, this does not mean that you're going to be going in people's DMs and spamming them or just annoying them. This just means that when someone follows you on social media, you can send them a DM and welcome them. Simple, right? Without selling anything. When someone comments, shares under one of your posts, right, you can definitely go and you should be doing this. You should go underneath their post and reply back and just, thank them for the reply or answer their question, right? Or, really just engaging with your audience. You don't want people to feel as though it's like a robot running this page, right? You want them to feel that, yes, it's an actual human being that's creating this content and that's actually responding to our messages, okay? And as a perk, I guess, once you do this and you start engaging with your people, that kind of tells Facebook, hey, this so-and-so's page posted this, and I had like 3 or 4 people reply underneath, and then they commented underneath. So that shows Facebook like what you're posting is actually valuable, because they want their people to have an amazing experience when they're on Facebook, right? So they're going to keep that feed, that the post on the feed of local families. They might start referring your page to local parents as well. So it really does help you to be engaging with your audience, right? So you don't want to be on social media, obviously, every single, hour of the day, but make it a habit to go in maybe at the end of the day, to go back on your posts and just to kind of check out to see, did anybody like, did anybody follow, did anybody comment, and go back and respond and just start those conversations with people that are following you, okay? Another free marketing strategy when you're using social media is, this one is more for Instagram, is utilizing hashtags effectively. There are a lot of free softwares you can use if you just Google hashtag generators. And they're going to give you a ton of examples that you can use, a ton of hashtags that you can just simply copy and paste under your posts. Okay. You always want to be thinking of your ideal clients and what they're hashtagging when they are on social media. Okay. So for example, if I'm running a Montessori program, a bilingual Montessori program, I'm going to start hashtagging things like that. Like, local, like you always want to have your local hashtags, so whatever city you're from, but then you also want to target mommy groups or local businesses, hashtag childcare Montreal, right? You want to be able to kind of hone in your hashtags so that you can increase your visibility, right? And that's really, really important. Okay. Again, all you have to do is Google hashtag generators, and you're going to see there's a lot of free resources that can definitely help you. Okay. Another free marketing social media strategy that I'm pretty sure most of you watching don't really do, because I guess you don't have time, is paying attention to the metrics, meaning tracking your data. Now, I know data is not a very sexy word, but when you are leveraging your time and you're creating content, it's so important for you to know if your page is growing, if people are actually resonating with your message, if they're engaging, if your posts are actually reaching people or not. And more importantly, you want to know what type of content did the best. And you can do this inside your Meta suites, in the back end, and you can just track your insights. And you should be doing this every month. I do this every month for my clients, whose social media pages I manage. And it just gives you so much information, so much good information, because once you know that you're on the right path and that your page is growing and that people are, it's kind of the messaging is resonating with them, then it's so much easier for you to kind of create more of that content, right? If I'm tracking, for example, and I see that, my live videos are reaching so many more people than a static image that I post on the same day, then guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be creating more live videos and posting, right? And asking people to take some type of action, right? So it's really good for that. And again, I think it's so underly used because a lot of providers are just kind of scared and they don't know what to do or how to do it. But it's just so important for you to be able to track your data, your insights in your Meta Suites accounts, and really just track all this monthly and create more content that actually engages, reaches more people, and gets more people to book visits with you, okay? And lastly, a free social media marketing strategy that I know can definitely just help your reach explode online is collaborating with other businesses. Now, when you're running a home daycare or a small center, you want to always be thinking about who or what business in my community is serving the same client that I'm serving, right? So if I'm running a childcare center, I want to make sure that I'm online researching, local businesses that cater to my clients, which are parents with young children, right? Kids under 5, for example. So I want to be targeting things like family-friendly restaurants, family-friendly hotels, book authors that have written books, for little kids, bookstores, toy shops, any clothing shops that are like mom and pop owned that can definitely help you when it comes to partnerships. It's so important for you to kind of leverage your community. It's just a great free way to really grow visibility and really reach more people because you're actually tapping in to their audience. And then you're kind of doing the same thing for them, which is also great. I have a client that we worked with her a couple of years ago, and she wanted social media and Facebook ads, and she started doing live videos every Tuesday on her Instagram. And she would invite someone that was local to her, obviously. So she had a postpartum coach. She had an author that had written a kid's book. She had somebody that would talk about anxiety in children. She had somebody that came in and talked about how to create a vision board for young kids. I mean, she had a lot of fun guests. But what I loved about this is that she was really consistent. So it was every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So she would advise her followers that we're going live with so-and-so, make sure you follow their page and join us. And the other person, the other business did exactly the same thing for her. So her page was growing. And then when they hopped on their live, it was really natural. Like it wasn't like a structured interview. It was really natural. It was a nice conversation. Both of their audiences were on as well. So they would ask questions, right? They became aware of her business, and her clients did the same thing for the other person's business. And it was just a great way for her to grow her online reach and her presence. She got really much more comfortable in front of the camera. And she actually got parents to enroll in her program because of these partnerships, right? So this can look really different for you. You can do videos. You can ask for a guest blog. You can do pass out marketing material. I know for us, for example, when I started my center, there was a gym across the street that was women's only. And I'm going to go and introduce myself. So that's what I did. I introduced myself. I brought some flyers and some business cards. Back then, we didn't really have social media. It wasn't a big deal. And I told them that, I have the daycare. I run the daycare that's across the street. We have kids between the ages of 18 months to 5. We actually have availabilities right now. So if you need a mom, if a mom needs, let's say, a few hours to herself to work out, then, tell her to come across the street and we'll come up with a package or a special fee for her, a drop-in rate. And that really helped me get more people in the door. Okay. So there's a lot of things you can be doing, leveraging, local influencers if you have them. But if not, I'm sure you have a business that can definitely help you, refer clients to you, and then you can do the same thing for them. Okay. So those are just a few ways you can leverage the online space. Again, all free. $0 to spend. Yes, they take time, but they don't take any money. But again, your time is required as an investment to make this work. So I hope that you try out a few of these strategies. If you do, let me know in the comments which one you're most excited about trying. If you are in need of marketing help, let's say you're running a home daycare and you need help with social media content, you need someone to kind of help you when it comes to marketing strategies online and really just learning what you should be doing every single day to stay top of mind and to stay fully booked. We actually have a marketing membership. I'm going to put all those links in the description of the video. So if you're looking for social media or Facebook ads, we have a package, I am sure, that is going to help you meet your business's needs. As always, I hope this blesses you and your business. And I will see you guys again next week.